Yeah. I love my HBCU. And boy, I love it, love it. I love it, love it. I love my HBCU. And man, I hope my team they won. Yeah. I hope my team they won. Yeah. Man, I hope my team they won. I hope my team they won. Yeah. I tune into the HBCU Sports Lab to see if my team won or lost. If they lost, I'm quiet as a mouse. But if they won, keep tab. I'ma do the dab, yeah. Dr. Cavil, he know what he be talking about. Mike and Charles, they know what they be talking about. They compress the analytic data with the hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they won or lost, and who the ball. So listen to.
This is Dr. Cavil with inside the HBCU Sports Lab as we're coming back from doing the press walkthroughs as the teams are getting shaped up and ready for the big game tomorrow, and I got the big-time quarterback.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing, Shedeur?
Great. I'm feeling great.
I think everybody knows you pretty much by now, but just in case, quarterback, Jack State University, Shedeur Sanders. He was SWAC Player of the Year, FCS Player of the Year, nominated for many awards. So let's just start right there. You know, in a lot of ways, you're a very humble person, but with that said, how do you feel when you get these type of accolades?
I feel like it's part of the process. Yeah, I hold myself to a high standard, and I'm not surprised when a lot of stuff happens like that. I'm blessed by it because I got the opportunity to play and continue just to lead our team and help us win. But I'm knowing it's bound to happen.
I like that. You know, you put yourself in a position to make things happen, and you think it, and then therefore it becomes an existence. And then because you put that work, the expectation is that good things are going to happen.
Sure.
With that being said, let's get a little bit in terms of this week. How has this week been for you, and has it been any different than how y'all approached it last year?
Normal game week.
Okay.
Normal game week, we know.
And what does that look like when you say a normal game week for those that
I mean, well, I would say it's a different because we play at 11.
That's fair.
Yeah, we never played that early before. But just going through the things that are routine. Usual. We're 12-0, and I feel like we've been doing a great job preparing every week, each and every week, to play our opponent. So the main thing is just not get complacent, and we're not doing that because this was a goal. And this is what we've been working on since last summer.
Obviously, the defense is really effective, but you're on the offensive side of the ball, and you have many different weapons. I mean, everything in terms from your running backs, solid line play, and wide receivers. Just talk about what is the luxury of having all that and considering, like, I can go to any person at any time, and it should end up in something good happening.
I'll just be so thankful I got Blur Nation. Without Blur Nation, I don't know where I'll be.
Explain that for those that may not be familiar with Blur
Nation is the receiver corps for Jack State University.
Nice.
And everybody brings something different to the table.
Wow.
Like superheroes. We got one fast guy.
I like this.
Route runner.
Right.
We got some guys better at different routes, specific, so we make sure we put them in position to use what they could do.
All right. Take us into, like, when you're behind center. And you're about to make a call. For those that haven't experienced that, can you give us an example of what that's like? Or do a play call for those that may not have heard that.
Well, I mean, I can't tell you because we play Saturday. I ain't gonna tell you.
Too much of you.
Yeah, but nah, it's like you recognize things. You got tips.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we got tips and stuff for what the defense is doing.
Yes, sir.
It's very hard for all 11 players to disguise what you're doing. It's extremely hard for that. So that just goes off in studying and just knowing what they're doing. So whenever you're one step ahead of everybody in the game, then you're able to call the right plays in the right time.
Yeah. We see a lot about the family, how y'all are really close. It seems like about that. But you also have your independence. Where did that come from over the years of you kind of wanting to chart your own path, but at the same time appreciate the family connection, if you will? Yeah,
so like Pops is like the author of the book. He's the one, he knows he's going to write the story.
Okay.
We just got to live it. We just got to do more the story of what he's putting in place for us. All we got to do is just execute that.
Okay.
Then the rest will take care of itself.
Exactly. Exactly. So as you get up in the morning, what is your preparation like? Either not just for this game, but normal game preparation.
Game day
for you.
I would say like wake up, stretch.
Okay.
First, stretch first. I don't even brush my teeth first. I stretch first. That's the first thing. Yeah. Then I go brush my teeth.
There you go.
So yeah, I do that right out of bed, stretch. Then brush my teeth, shower up. We got walk through. Go back to the room. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool.
And get ready for the game.
So I've heard so much about your preparation that you're a film junkie. And people may not realize that you are in the art of studying your craft at a level that tends to be higher than most, particularly at this time, in terms of being a sophomore, if you would. But you've been doing it in a lot of ways since high school.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I mean, I feel like the fear of failure, you're trying to get to the next level. So it's not a lot of people, a lot of kids often think we got time. We don't have that much time. You mess up 1 year, a season in football, your first round chance over with. So it's like,
very true.
You gotta really understand like what's at stake and how real life is before you on the other end of life and trying to figure things out. So I'd rather stay ahead.
I really appreciate your maturity as a young man in this. Last thing I'll ask you, if you would, is what are your expectations in terms of coming out of this game and moving forward?
I would say just executing the game, executing each play, just really taking my mind to that place of just being real peaceful in the game, really knowing what I'm doing, just like
seeing everything,
seeing everything. Wow. It's just an art. It's like when everything's flowing, and then it's beautiful. So that's the main thing. Like I challenge myself, even like during walkthrough and everything, just being able to picture things and just take my mind to that place.
Do you have time for things outside of football?
Yeah, of course, but that's definitely for the off season and the bye weeks. Okay. Yeah, that's for the off season and the bye weeks. Other than that, like
that's fair.
When it's football time, it's football time, and me going into the weeks, I'm knowing I did this past week now. Yes, I already had my fun time, my free time. Now this time is just for that. So I love the city of Jackson. I don't like being around a lot of distractions. I take every distraction out of my life when it's time to play a game. I delete all social media apps. People post for me, but I just don't even give myself a chance to be distracted by anything. No girls, no nothing. So
that's good. Last thing, I'll do this and I'll give you the floor.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to share? You talked a little bit about Jackson, fans, friends. Anything that you want to share that I didn't ask you?
No, not specifically.
Okay, sure. With that being said, this is Dr. Cavil inside the HBCU Sports Lab with the quarterback, player of the year for the SWAC, multi-time, undefeated season, and putting it all on the line tomorrow for the Celebration Bowl. Should be a great game. I'm looking forward to it. But you just heard it right here with Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback, QB1 as they like to say, of Jackson State University. Thank you for your time and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
This is Dr. Cavil inside the HBCU Sports Lab. You just heard first-class interview with the quarterback QB1 of Jackson State University, Shedeur Sanders, as he prepares and is ready to move forward with the game time tomorrow. If you would, we'll be right back after this break, and then we'll have our next interview lined up for you as we get it going. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Itchy, squirmy, scratchy, family not getting clean? Get Charmin Ultra Strong.
Go get 'em!
It just cleans better. With a diamond weave texture, your family can use less while still getting clean.
Goodbye, itchy squirm.
Hello, cream bottom.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
HBCU League Pass. Watch your favorite black colleges. Some of the best players in the land. HBCU League Pass. It's game time. I'm proud and I love Watch your favorite black colleges, some of the best players in the land. HBCU, league pass. It's game time, I'm proud and I love my HBCU.
It's the lesson. Compress the analytic data with your hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they wanna lose, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach.
Bless. Oh, yeah. This is Dr. Cavil with Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, as we have the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach for Jackson State University, Brett Bartolone.
That's right. Yeah, Bartolone.
Bartolone.
Yeah, it was good.
I had to have a rolling little.
Bartolone.
I'm from Southern.
Say it with the hand. There you go.
Southern boy, so it's a little harder.
Thanks for having me.
That chopped up tongue.
That's right.
It's good to have you on the show. Been looking forward for this opportunity all year long to really talk about it. We've been seeing masterful about what you've been able to do with this offense and having so many weapons, it seems like, at least from this side. Talk about maybe the challenge of how do you create a game plan based on having what many people would say is a luxury.
Yep, no, that's exactly it. That's something we take a look at, as coaches going into the game plan every single week. It's like, all right, well, shoot, we got to find a way to hand the ball off to this guy. We got to find a way to hand the ball to that guy. Well, we got to throw it deep to this guy. Well, we got to give this guy a sweep. We got to give that guy a sweep. There's just, screen. There's so many different guys that you just need to touch the ball. And some have a certain skill set. Another guy may have a different skill set. You just got to find the play or the concept that best fits that skill set. But we got a lot of dudes that could do a lot of different things. So it's just, it's like a kid going into a toy shop. Like, all right, what are we gonna do this week, guys?
So this time of the year around Christmas, that's a good thing.
Exactly. So it's been fun. It's been really fun doing that. We got some incredible players that could do a lot of things for us. Let's
backtrack a little bit and talk about where you're from, and then if you would tell us how you got into football.
Okay. I grew up in Whittier, California. It's like I went to La Habra High School, which is basically, Whittier's like, as south as you could go in L.A. and La Habra is about as north as you could go in Orange County. So it's I kind of lived on the border right there in the bridge.
Nice.
After high school, played at Washington State for Coach Leach there, and
rest in peace.
Yep. Rest in peace, Coach Leach. After my junior year, I medically retired, and that's how I got into coaching. So I was a student assistant at Washington State for Coach my senior year, and after that season, I didn't want to do anything else, other than coach football.
Good for you.
And after that, I got a job coaching receivers at Whittier College in L.A. Division III school back home. Lived with the parents.
Real life story?
Yeah, I went overseas. I was the offensive coordinator for a semi-professional league out there for 6 months in Paris, France.
Wow, not too bad to be
overseas.
Paris, France.
It was pretty
good and bad.
It was a pretty cool experience.
Great.
God, I've been a lot of places. Okay, I was in New York for a year coaching quarterbacks at St. Lawrence University. I was the offensive coordinator at Carleton College in Minnesota, Northfield, Minnesota. Spent 2 years as a QB analyst at the University of Nevada, Reno. And that's when, after that second season, that's when Coach got a hold of me. And now I'm here in Jackson, Mississippi.
Let's continue with that. How has this year been in Jackson State University?
It's been life-changing. It really has. I work with some really incredible people, coaches and players alike, and just incredibly humbled, incredibly blessed to be at a place like Jackson State with the caliber of players and coaches that we have, and blessed to be part of that. You dream, when you're younger, you dream of being part of a game like this, in an environment like this. It kind of gives you goosebumps, it gives you chills just thinking about it. So that's something I don't take very lightly.
It's good to hear. Let's stick right there in terms of your experience this week in terms of bowl week. Has it lived up to everything that you may have heard? What are your thoughts generally in terms of this bowl week?
I mean, I've had a good time in Atlanta. It's my first time in Atlanta. I've never been out here, man. We went to the World of Coke. Yeah. We went to the College Football Hall of Fame.
That was nice.
We've been eating some really good food.
That's
so
not bad.
I cannot. Hey, listen,
I'm good.
I cannot complain. And we've also been able to have some really good focused practice and meetings while we're at it. And so. And that's the challenge, right?
Right.
Usually the teams that have the most, prepared week and that are most focused during a bowl week, those are teams that are going to play the best.
Makes sense.
During the game. And so I think we've done a really good job of that this week.
Talk a little bit about offense philosophy in terms of just you in general, not necessarily Jackson State, or you can keep it right there. We hear about offensive schemes, and some people know a little more about that, or at least believe they know a little more about that. But take us in that coach's room about what does it mean to come in with a coaching scheme.
Yeah.
And even to the point of when you look at players and personnel, how challenging is it to say we're going to play this scheme, but then players are different and change it up? What does that look like?
Yeah. So, I think it first starts with, I'll say this. Everyone's got their background, right? Everyone has a certain way that they learn football, and I learned football from Coach Leach. I played, coached at Washington State. That's kind of how I came into this deal. Everywhere you go, you're able to spend time with other coaches, and maybe you grab a little something from here, a certain concept or a certain philosophy from the next place, and that just kind of builds you and it develops you and it grows you over time. So you got your background, but then when you get to a certain spot, it really just comes down to your players.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay, who do we have? What type of receivers do we have? Maybe we don't have a lot of receivers. Maybe we have more tight ends. Maybe we have really good tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
Why would we play in 10 personnel if we have 2 really good tight ends? So it's at the bottom. Bottom line, like you got to put your best players on the field. That's how you start. Yeah. What type of defenses are we playing? Well, maybe we want to do more of this run or this concept because we think we're going to see this type of defense. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily about what you've done in the past. It's about what you got now and who you're going to play.
Okay. Philosophical
if that makes
question.
Sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. Philosophical question is why I pause when you get in it. Is offensive play calling, is it an art or is it a science?
God, I think it's both. I think it's both. I think there is a certain science behind it, because you gotta plan and you gotta prepare.
Okay.
Some things work, trial and error. It's like, okay, what are we good at? What's this guy good at? Mm-hmm. So it's something that you're just constantly building on. In art, in a way where you get to it on Saturday, and some things are a feel thing. You're prepared for different type of situations, different type of scenarios, different defenses that you're getting. Sometimes you got to trust your gut, man.
Okay.
You got to really trust your gut. You can't second guess yourself. So I think it's a little bit of both.
Good. We can't. I've been trying to get game plans from everybody all day long, and I'm sure that you're not going to give it to me either. But what can you tell me in terms of what we can expect tomorrow? You're
gonna get a team that's prepared, and we're simply going to execute. And it don't take too much more than that. If we execute and play Jackson State football, take care of the football, we're going to be just fine. And this defense that we're playing, they're very sound. They're coached really well, and they're in the right places. But if we do our thing and execute at a high level and do what we've been doing all year and what we did in practice the last 2 weeks, we're going to like the result of tomorrow. I
like that. Last part is for you. Is there anything that you want to share, say to anybody, or any subject that I didn't ask you that you want to make sure it gets out there?
I think you hit it all, man. I love. Go Tigers.
There you go. Perfect way. This is Dr. Cavil with Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with the offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, Brett Bartolone. Put the little L on there. Let him really roll it at all. As he is the captain, if you would, of this high-flying offense. And as he told everybody, look for the show tomorrow. You'll be proud of what they put out there.
That's right.
Stick with us. This is Dr. Cavil inside the HBCU Sports Lab. We'll be right back after this last break.
At CDW, we get speed as the new currency of success.
Our team spends way too much time tending to outdated applications and software when they should be focused on driving application agility and innovation.
CDW Amplify Development Services modernizes software and application development to help accelerate innovation and digital transformation.
So you mean building new applications, UI, and mobile interfaces?
Well, you said you needed to innovate more quickly.
Oh, so he's a listener.
To do more at scale, trust CDW Amplify Development Services.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Compress the analytic data with your hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they wanna law, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
This is Dr. Cavil with Inside the HBCU Sports Lab as we continue to bring you guests and stars of this great weekend in Atlanta, Georgia. That's the 2022 Cricket Wireless Celebration Bowl. That features the champion of the MEAC, champion of the SWAC. Yep. And guess what? We have none other than Madam Commissioner Steele.
Yes, Doctor.
Of the MEAC. Man, it's always a pleasure and a highlight in so many different ways. How's everything going?
Everything is going. It's busy. It's exciting. It's just rolling.
Good. Talk about. I know you have your meetings here. Mm-hmm. Why is that important that you culminate this weekend starting with the traditional MEAC winter meetings, as usually we do here, right? Why is that important that you bring them here during this week?
Well, one, we always want to be able to give them the full experience of the bowl. You know, we want to be able to have our leaders see exactly what's going on. So even though your team might not be in, we're a family, and so we should be here to support whoever is participating. We all benefit from whoever is going to be in there. So being able to look at the various opportunities that surrounds the Celebration Bowl.
Absolutely. No, you can't get in particular and tell us breaking news of what happened in the MEAC. Now, you willing now, you can always bring it here.
Yes, sir.
but in all seriousness, can you kind of break down and tell us what does a MEAC week look like in terms of who is involved? You know, what are the different types of meetings? Mm-hmm. And in general, at least, what do you discuss or what are the updates in terms of the week for the fans that always kind of watch from afar and says, man, they're doing meetings, but what does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. So this year, we start off the week with our Women in Athletics Professional Development Workshop. And we've done that for probably over 12 years. Right. And that's very important to be able to bring women here, talk about the opportunities in athletic administration, leadership, provide them with not only collegiate but professional, corporate America, because leadership translates.
That's right.
You know, and so that starts off the week. And then we go into our midwinter delegate assembly meetings. And so our delegate assembly is consistent of our athletic directors, our senior women administrators, and our faculty athletic representatives. Okay. And so we meet over the next 2 days. We met on Wednesday and Thursday. And so at these meetings is where we set the tone for the year. So if there's any recommendations or action items that need to happen or change and improve, that's what happens there. So the leadership discusses whether it's scheduling, anything that's going to help improve the sport or anything as far as conference business is concerned. So after that happens, our presidents and chancellors, they meet. They're a council of chief executive officers, and actually they're going to meet on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Because we have, what we have is graduations going on, and so they can't get there until actually Saturday or Sunday. So we'll meet on Sunday. But this gives us the opportunity, one, for them to get involved in what's going on and see everything. And it's the family. It's the same thing. We're a family, and so everybody wants to come in and support as well and just get immersed in this HBCU culture that the Celebration Bowl is about.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing when you just talk about what's going on and all the activities around this and all the dignitaries that you get to see, shake hands, current and past.
Absolutely.
And as you say, with women leaders, you'll see some of the future coming out of this too, obviously, in a lot of ways. At least that's certainly the goals, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
A part of that.
Now, I forgot, tomorrow after the game, we have our first MEAC Nation day party.
Okay, good.
At the Omni right after the game. So, again, bringing that homecoming atmosphere, something for our fans and supporters to be able to enjoy and, connect and network.
Good. With that, any news highlights that are coming out or we can expect in the near future? I know you were excited about the television in the past in terms of getting some of your Olympic programs, if you would, on television first time.
Yes.
Many of that is happening. How are you going to extrapolate that and move forward? What does that look like?
So we're working on a secondary broadcast partner.
Okay, congratulations.
We don't have everything signed yet, but when that happens, I'm a first tell you. You know that.
All right, come on.
And so, one of the things that we just recently did was we built a studio in our office.
Yes, I love that.
So we're really, really excited about that, and we were able to do our countdown to kickoff pre-game show there and hybrid live on some of our campuses. So, those are the kind of the things that we're trying to do. We're going to do a podcast coming up so we can be like you. But being able to really tell our story in various ways, bringing back our former student athletes and talking about not only what they're doing in sports, but what else are you doing, outside of sports. So we want to be able to really, truly be able to tell our story visually, graphically, in whatever way that we can.
Well, let me know when you need me on a guest for the show.
Oh, you're going to be my first. I'm going to let you know that right now.
Be prepared.
I don't already told them.
But I'm really a fan in terms of the way you put that together. The studio looks really nice.
Thank you.
The setup, I seriously get up in the morning as I prep. One of the things I must make sure that is on the schedule to see the MEAC. And so I watched it all football season. Will that continue through basketball?
We're going to do, it won't be as long as it was, but we are going to do something. We're also going to do something in regards to our spring sports. So it might be like one show that kind of highlights everything that's going on, but we want to make sure that it's not concentrated just on football because we have a story to tell in all of our sports.
Absolutely. It's good things. Good stuff. In terms of what that looks like, any additional news that is out there that we need to tell in terms of moving forward? Because so much excitement is going on with the MEAC in terms of what we've seen throughout the season. Congratulations on the volleyball champion.
Thank you.
That was great matchups in terms of what they got down
Wasn't
there.
that wonderful?
Yeah, I was excited about that.
Had me tuned in like, oh my gosh.
Then you got the basketball tournament. Y'all do basketball tournament. I'm trying to figure out how I fit these puzzles and get in town and make these moves so I can go down.
You better be there.
Because it's nice.
It's nice. I'm really, really excited about the basketball tournament. The new things that we're doing, we're going to do our student leadership symposium there for the first time. And then we're going to have our first in-person esports championship at the tournament. So those are some new things that you can see. And then we're going to do awards for red carpet event for our student athletes. So those various things that we're going to do coming up for the basketball tournament.
All right. Well, appreciate you. Any last thing you want to share before we let you go?
Join the MEAC Nation.
Alrighty. And I'll be there for that day party because MEAC knows how to party.
There you go.
Get down. I've seen it. I've been part of it. I stayed in the hotel with them a couple times and they just brought me in and say, look, man, this is what we do.
Look, shake a leg.
This is Dr. Cavil inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop, both of those on assignment, but I have none other than Madam Commissioner Sonja Steels. I appreciate you giving me a bit of your time. I know it's such a busy schedule, but
I make time for you.
All right, I'll do it. We'll be right back after this break as we continue to get you all the latest updates here at Media Row in Atlanta, Georgia for the 2022 Celebration Bowl.